Banga stew is one of those meals that sounds intimidating to make, but it really isn't. My only issue with this food is that it requires a lot of prep. So my advice to you is to start a day before to prep some of the ingredients if you are worried about time. That would be a great hack. To make my banga stew, which we Igbos call Ofe Akwu by the way, I will start by boiling my palm fruit and extracting the juice. Then I would also cook my meat. I use different cuts of meat and I seasoned it with onion, salt, seasoning cubes and pepper, and I just allow that to cook until it's done. Then I proceeded to prep the other things I'll be needing for the stew, which are catfish, ukpei. This I am going to soak in hot water. You can blend yours if you want with your pepper and crayfish. You would also need some seasoning cubes, crayfish, salt, local seasoning mix, ugu leaves, and scent leaves. Once all of the ingredients is prepped, I'll begin making the stew. And to do that, you want to start by boiling the palm fruit extract. I allowed this sit for a few minutes after I extracted it and then pour it into a pot. I poured this very carefully so that the dirt doesn't go into the pot. This is why I allowed it to sit a few minutes. And I'll just cover this up and allow it to boil for about 15 to 20 minutes. Once the oil starts seeping to the surface like this, I'm going to go in with my meat and my mixed stock, the dry fish, and then stir that in. I'll allow this cook for another 10 to 15 minutes. At this point, the stew is beginning to thicken a little. Then I'll go in with my onions, crayfish, local seasoning, dissolved ukpei, pepper, seasoning cubes, and a tiny bit of salt. I use very little salt because my stock has some salt in it. So you want to test your stew to know the quantity of salt to add. Now I'm just going to stir this in properly and allow it to cook. Once the oil bubbles to the surface like this, you know that your stew is almost done. At this stage, you want to go in with your veggies. So I went in first with a handful of ugu leaves and another handful of the scent leaves. And I just stir that in until it is properly combined and my ofe akwu is ready. This tasted very yummy. Let me know in the comments if you'll be trying this recipe out. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed watching, subscribe to my channel if you are not yet subscribed, and I will see you guys in my next video.